Nou, meer de bandsfeer. Bandsfeertjes van andere bands. Of zo.
Dat is ook kut, alles is kut gewoon. Het is nu veel beter. Oh, kut, maar beter kut.
Ik denk dat het alleen maar bergafwaarts gaat.
Nou, dat denk ik niet.
Dat denk ik wel.
Nee. Waarom?
Nou, gewoon, er valt geen geld mee te verdienen.
Nou, maar dat viel er vroeger ook niet.
Nou wel, want toen was er nog cd's verkopen en weet ik het alles.
Ja,
social media.
Of je
maar goed.
geld wil verdienen met je beentje. Of dat je
Ja, inderdaad.
Ja.
wil spelen.
Ja,
Gewoon. Dat is, maar ik zit niet in een beentje op geld te verdienen. Het zou wel mooi zijn als je er geld mee, als we er wat meer geld mee konden verdienen.
Ja.
Ik speel niet voor het geld, want dan hoef ik net zo goed niet te spelen.
Nee, maar toch.
Nee.
Het was toch anders.
Ja, dat is...
Ja, het is...
er waren meer optredens.
tijd meegemaakt. Ja, maar
er waren ook meer optredens. Je kon veel makkelijker spelen. Nou zijn al de jongerencentra's dicht.
Ja, precies. Maar dat was in de jaren 80.
Ja.
En dit is nu. Dus ja. Klaar.
I think in the very first 2 or 3 years, you still didn't really sense the change because you had these very strong indie labels in electronic music, and you had all these artists having amazing careers, and it was possible to actually consider I could be just a producer, I don't have to DJ. I'm lucky I didn't decide that then, because now it would be maybe harder for me to exist on the music I do, but back then it was still possible to just make a living on selling records, so you could just sit in the studio and create what you love to do and share it with people. People would be happy to go and buy out your record, and everyone is basically fine. That change became obvious around, I guess, 2002, 2003, when sales fell, like for all labels, very, very instantly, and many distributing companies folded, leaving those indie labels that were doing well before, not seeing their money. So many labels, including Classic, including later Perlon, and like many labels we know, hopefully some of them or most of them, at least Classic and Perlon, are still around, but they have seen times where a distributor falls and says, well, we owe you like 30,000 euros, and well, they're gone. That's very harsh, because instantly you have people who depend on that income, and they just put off and said, like, well, all your effort was for nothing.
Yeah.
And it took everyone years to recognize how permanent this change would be. So
you are looking at live music as seen through a computer. The computer can freeze an instant of the music and mark it. Now a Memorex high bias 2 recording of the same music. Compare Memorex to live. You will not hear truer reproduction on any high bias cassette. Not the first play, not the 1000th, not ever, or we'll replace it. Free. Is it live, or is it Memorex?
There's, like I said, all the platforms that came before were based on a different model. And what you see is, of course, since we are pushing from the music industry, that's basically how we've been building the music industry. Pushing charts, pushing, this is what you have to listen to, this is what you should like, this is what, so it doesn't mean that they've been pushing it down the throat, but that's basically how the whole model's been working for up till now. So making people popular, making artists popular, you still see that on television today. But on the other hand, you see that people develop their own taste if they have abundance. If they can reach everything that they want, they're going to search for maybe something different. And in the end, they might like that and go like, hey, I've tapped into something here which the rest of the world has not tapped into, to their opinion, and which is not per se popular, but is within their taste. And you see that now more than ever, is that people become more individualistic in their taste and in their choices. And of course, there's a lot to say that we used to do that as well in the old world. It's just new, old wine in new bags, so to say. That's a Dutch pronounce. I don't know if that's English. But
so for me, how to get your music out there, it's to start. It's about niche marketing. It's about finding very particular outlets that work for you, right? Because you think about it, there's millions and millions of bands that are trying to get out there, you know. So how do you break through? And it's about finding these pockets of people that really align with your values, align with your music, you know. People that do this really well, Ani DeFranco does it really well, you know. She kind of parachutes into a group of people that already exist. And Seth Godin talks about this, you know, his book called Tribes. You know, Dave Matthews does it really well. There's a lot of bands that do that really well, where they've identified pockets of people, and they've kind of dropped in there. So from like a very big scale idea, and this isn't to say that the way that labels operate is not of value. If you're a commercial, if you're signed to a label and your hope is to become an international pop superstar, right? Label's the way to do that. But for the vast majority of artists, I think a better approach is to really target certain niches, certain areas, and try to affect people, try to find these pockets of people and get them very specifically interested in your music. And that's a whole long answer. How do you get these people interested? I mean,
Dat veel makkelijker, ja.
Veel makkelijker. Het is echt gewoon makkelijker allemaal.
Zo simpel.
Ja.
En je wilt toch het gemak.
Ja.
Het gewoon binnenhalen thuis vanuit je luie stoel. En niet meer door de regen naar die kutplaatzak.
Ja, godverdomme.
Nee,
dan
dat vind ik ook
heeft,
leuk.
weet je wel. En dat
Nee, maar die moet ook blijven bestaan. Wel!
Echt waar?
Je moet toch ook blijven willen grutten.
Nee, je
tussen
moet
die
helemaal
platen.
niet
Wel,
je
het
moet
is
gewoon
en niet op.
thuis gewoon lekker in de achter je schermpje gewoon dat heb ik klaar met je
Nee, dat
binnenhalen.
vind ik helemaal niet
Morgen
altijd leuk.
thuis.
Ik
Soms
ook
wil
niet.
ik lullen met de platenboer.
Ja, nou ik ook. Dat heb ik dus wel.
Ja, nou dan
Ja.
lul je eentje. Dus je kan, er is geen
Tegen-
plaatzaak
tegen
niet
het
te
scherm.
vinden.
Nee, want ik vind het wel
Zet
leuk
het
om
op
gewoon
waar.
lekker bij de plaatboer een peukje op te steken. En dan gewoon even over gewoon muziek te horen, weet je
Ja,
wel.
dat is toch leuk? Maar
Ja.
dan wil je toch niet alleen maar klik achter internet?
Nee,
toch
natuurlijk
wel?
niet, natuurlijk niet.
MTV shows en exclusive previews, MTV experiences en onbeperkt snel internet.